Hi everyone, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Thanks for tuning in. As stated in part 1, I revealed to you that the number one cause of aging, and pain and health problems and illnesses and death are all linked to inflammation. If you missed part 1, I've got a link to that original video below in the description area. And in today's part 2, I revealed the top 3 causes of inflammation. That's the things you need to reduce and avoid in your life. And finally, part 3, you'll discover simple solutions for reducing inflammation. That's the things you can add into your life, all right? Remember, it's just as important to remove the bad things in your life as it is to add in the good things, all right? Thus, you'll get double the positive results with far less effort. All right, so let's get started with food. As you know, your diet and the food you eat is probably one of the biggest causes of chronic inflammation. And the 5 worst foods being what I consider as sugars, all right? This includes table sugar and syrups and juices and alcohol. This does not include whole fruit though. Also, again, alcohol I consider is a sugar. Wine is basically grape juice. Alcohol itself causes inflammation throughout the body, starting with your liver and brain. Sure, even a little may reduce in some studies, but long-term causes many other negatives. Also, you want to reduce bad fats. This includes fake artificial hydrogenated trans fats, as well as the vegetable and seed oils that are high in omega-6 fats. Foods that are typically contain these fats are like French fries and fried foods, the kind of stuff we like, many packaged foods and pastries. Also, you want to reduce refined carbohydrates. Now, not all carbs are bad. Unfortunately, many of the foods that we like, that taste the good, that taste the best, aren't good for you, such as, again, candy and snack foods and breads and pastas and pastries, most cereals, and many packaged foods. Also, you want to reduce processed proteins. These are bad for you. This is one of the worst for most people don't even think about. Again, all of the good tasting foods, again, sausages and hot dogs and bacon and ham and smoked meats, jerky and so forth, basically fake protein. Now, I almost forgot one of the worst proteins that causes inflammation, and that's dairy. Again, that includes milk and cheese and so forth. Again, the stuff I like. And it's also ice cream. In a future video, again, I'll go deeper into all these foods and additional ones that are inflammatory, more examples, and how you can quickly spot these problem ingredients by reading labels and why and how you can avoid these bad foods. So make sure you're subscribed and link that bell icon so you'll be notified in the future. All right, so in addition to food, we want to talk about exercise. Exercise is amazing for you. Unfortunately, most people don't exercise daily. And worst of all, they don't move much at all right? So the good news is that the right type of exercise actually helps reduce inflammation, and I'll get into that a little bit later in more detail. However, the wrong type of exercise, which I've done, actually causes chronic inflammation. And there's 2 forms of exercise. You've probably heard of them. The first form is aerobic, all right? This is basically cardiovascular stuff. Things that aren't good for you are long distance running and jogging and cycling, and basically also high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT. Things that are popular, all these induce high levels of chronic inflammation. This is why you hear runners dying of like a heart attack. It doesn't make any sense. It's because of the inflammation in the heart, the arteries, and so forth. Again, there's ways around this if you like doing these exercises. Also, there's anaerobic, and this is what I do mostly, and this is basically when you try to go build muscle. It's resistance exercise. Now, the worst are basically CrossFit, all right? Again, very popular. Lifting weights where you're constantly going to failure and beyond, and you know, constant high intensity. Too much volume and high intensity causes chronic inflammation. Again, both of these scenarios also cause elevated stress hormones and problems such as cortisol, because your body is basically trying its best to reduce the chronic inflammation. In fact, the heavy lifting and the high intensity workouts is what caused my own personal inflammatory problems in my shoulders, knees, and back. And again, in a future video, I'll reveal the best exercises to reduce inflammation. However, if you still want to do these inflammatory exercises that I just mentioned today, there are ways around this, and I'll tell you how in a minute, all right? So you can still do them, don't worry. Also, we want to talk about stress, all right? We can't forget about stress because, again, physical and emotional stress, all right? There's two of them. Most people think about emotional stress. Now, stress, is good and it makes your body stronger, both physically and emotionally. But too much, ongoing, high stress, daily, without proper recovery is the problem, all right? Basically, again, stress causes negative changes in your body and your hormones, which then causes whole body inflammation. Again, stress is super bad, and most of the time, we don't even give it a second thought because our lives are so stressful. And here's a true story, all right? Recently, someone very, very close to me, right? His wife got cancer, right? Got breast cancer. And guess what happened to my friend? Little by little, within days of hearing this news that his wife had the breast cancer, he started to have back pain, all right? He couldn't stand up straight. Every time I saw him, he was just bent over. I asked him why. He's like, I don't know. Did you exercise? All this stuff. He couldn't figure it out. Well, this went on for months. Eventually, the good news, thank goodness, that his wife's cancer went into remission. The chemo, all these different things change your lifestyle and so forth. Guess what? Within a few days of all the good news within the wife and all this stuff, again, this took a few months, his back pain disappeared. All right? Little by little, it all went away. I know it's weird to most of us, but that stress caused him physical pain. The emotional stress caused him physical pain, all related to inflammation and hormones. All right? Of course, you can reduce some of the stress in your life, which I'll tell you how, but there are other stresses that you can't control, right? Life gets in the way, but you can manage stress. All right? This is the important part. Thus, I don't want you to feel like a victim or feel helpless or hopeless, all right? Because you are always in control, whether it's the stress or your perception or the management of stress, physical or emotional. Also, one thing that controls inflammation that most people don't even get a second thought to, including myself, and that's sleep, okay? Stress affects sleep, sleep affects stress. They go hand in hand. One gets worse, the other gets even worse. So, sleep causes inflammation, both your body and your brain. That's right. Poor sleep increases inflammation, leading to accelerated brain problems such as memory issues and dementia and Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and so on and so forth. Inflammation also causes stress in your gut, which causes a million different problems, all right, including emotional problems, anxiety and depression, all right? So again, is it the stress that's causing it? The gut problems, and the gut problems cause the emotional stress? It goes back and forth. Basically, one of the best ways to let your body manage stress and to lower these negative hormones is to decrease inflammation, is to actually get into deeper and better sleep. Mind you, I didn't say longer sleep. I said better and deeper sleep, because that's when all the repairing and growth happens. Okay, so in summary, before I give you a quick summary of what we've covered today, I put a special link below in the description area on one of my favorite ways to reduce inflammation. Again, the quick thing is that the good news is that it works quickly, it's easy and scientifically researched, and it's proven, and best of all, it requires no change in your lifestyle. Again, you don't have to alter your diet, exercise, or sleep. So it's perfect for those of us who are super busy. You still want to avoid all the things that I mentioned. The inflammatory foods is big, and I've listed all the bad ones today. So start slowly to remove some of them from your diet over the next few weeks and months. And if you're doing a lot of intense exercise, at least make sure you increase to your recovery. You focus on that. Again, sleep is huge. Also, cycle your workouts and take some natural anti-inflammatories. Again, that you can get a list below this video. And finally, all of us need to improve our sleep. Be mindful, for example, just try to go to sleep even 30 minutes or 60 minutes earlier tonight, all right? Even if you do 30 minutes, I promise you that this will get you into deeper sleep just with this one method of going to bed earlier. Again, I'll give you more about this in the part 3 of the video, all right, about all this stuff. And again, if you're not subscribed, please do so. Click the bell icon so you'll be notified of part 3, where I discuss things you can add into your life to reduce the inflammations, while today's video was what to reduce and remove. Again, thanks for watching, and have a happy and healthy day.